You ever feel your entire life collapse in the span of a single breath? For me, it wasn't an accident, or a tragedy, or some cruel twist of fate. It was betrayal, deliberate, sharpened like a blade, and it came from the people who were supposed to protect me. I walked into my parents' kitchen still carrying the dust of another country on my shoes, suitcase unopened, jet lag heavy on my shoulders. But what I remember most is my father's smile. That cold, smug curve of his lips. It wasn't a greeting. It was a victory lap. "Your house is gone," he said. Just like that. No warning. No apology, gone, like it was an old chair he'd donated. My mother couldn't look at me. My brother grinned like he'd just won the lottery. And me? I didn't break. Not yet. I smiled back. A smile sharp enough to cut. Because I knew if I showed them pain, they'd feed on it. Growing up, my brother, Daniel, was the golden child. He failed exams, they paid tutors. He wrecked cars, they bought new ones. I breathed too loud, and suddenly I was ungrateful. So when I bought my own house, with my own money, late nights, extra shifts, vacations sacrificed, it was the one thing that proved I wasn't just the shadow in their story. That house was mine. My proof of existence, but to them, it was never mine. It was just available. A resource. Something to be taken. The truth came to me thousands of miles away. Tokyo. Midnight. My phone buzzed, a bank alert. A transaction so big it made my chest tighten. By the time I opened the app, the damage was done. My home was gone. Listed. Sold. Cashed out, and in that neon-lit hotel room, I replayed every detail, the way my father insisted years ago on helping with the mortgage paperwork. Back then I thought it was kindness. In reality, it was a lock he'd built with a key only he controlled. They hadn't stumbled into betrayal. They engineered it. Did I scream? Break things? No. Rage is sloppy. And sloppy loses. I sat in silence, and in that silence I built my answer. I flew home. Hugged them. Played tired. My father bragged about flipping my house for the great deal. My brother showed me photos of his luxury vacation, champagne on the beach, private villas, paid for by the bones of my dream. I listened. I nodded. I smiled, and I sharpened my plan. Paper trails are loyal. They never lie. I traced the sale. A shell company, rushed paperwork, and a lawyer who happened to owe me a favor. From there, I whispered to the right ears, tax authorities, regulators. Money moved too quickly, too loudly. Accounts frozen. Audits launched. Meanwhile, a friend in real estate helped me dig deeper. That sale? Illegal. Fraudulent. My father's co-signer trick turned into my weapon. I filed the challenge. Courts ruled in my favor. The house came back to me, and by the time my father realized, it was too late, which brings us back to that kitchen, the same counter. The same family. But the smirk on my father's face was gone. My mother's eyes were wet with something between shame and terror. My brother still laughed, thinking it was a storm he could charm his way out of. I leaned forward. Calm. Deadly. The house you stole, I said, is mine again. The courts ruled it fraud. Your accounts are frozen. The money's gone. Silence dropped like a stone. My father's face drained of color. My brother's voice cracked, sputtering. How could you do this to family? Family. That word again. I leaned back, steady, unshaken. You taught me what family means, I whispered. And I learned. Family means sacrifice. So I sacrificed you. They thought they burned my dream to ashes. But my house still stands. Stronger. Not because of its walls, but because of the fire it survived. Do I regret it? Not for a second, because betrayal demands an answer, and sometimes, the cruelest revenge is simply taking back what was always yours. So tell me, if it were you, if your own blood carved the knife, would you forgive them? Or would you make them bleed for every cut they left on your soul?